feel like you've just hit a wall, totally and completely stuck? Well, today we're going to talk about something super powerful: perseverance. We're going to dig into what it really takes to find that strength inside you to just keep going, especially when it feels like quitting is the easiest thing to do.
Okay, so let's get personal for a second. I want you to think about a dream you had, one that kind of just fizzled out, you know? Maybe it was learning guitar, or finally starting that side hustle, or even just getting fit. Life just happens, right? It can throw us off course. But what if I told you there's a way to get back on that track?
So, the whole foundation for what we're talking about today comes from this really powerful promise in the book of Jeremiah. And listen, this isn't just some nice, fluffy thought. It's a straight up declaration that there's a plan for your life, a blueprint even, and it's a good one, designed for you to prosper and have a future filled with hope. This is our anchor point for everything else.
All right, so here's a quick look at where we're headed. We'll start with a plan for your future, then dive into what it means to be steadfast under trial. After that, we'll tackle character over comfort, take a moment for some personal reflection, and wrap it all up with the ultimate reward. Let's get into it. Okay, first stop, a plan for your future. Now, the main thing to get here is that this is all about a huge shift in how we see things. See, perseverance, it doesn't really start with us just gritting our teeth and trying harder. It actually starts with believing that there's already a good plan in motion for us. So, what's our mission today? Simple. First, we really want to understand what perseverance is all about when we're facing challenges. Second, we're going to take some time to reflect on our own personal goals. And third, and this is the big one, we're going to walk away from this with some actual concrete steps you can take to build the future you really want. Okay, so if there's this big plan, how does that connect to what we do? Well, that's a perfect lead-in to our next section: steadfast under trial. You know, we use the word persevere all the time, but what does it really mean to be steadfast when you're right in the middle of a storm? The definition we're working with is pretty simple but powerful. It's the value of remaining steadfast under trial. The key words there are steadfast and under. It's not about trying to dodge challenges or pretending they don't hurt. It's all about how you carry yourself during the trial. The hard stuff is going to happen. That's a given. But being steadfast, that's our choice. And this quote from the book of James, wow, it just nails it. It totally reframes the whole idea of a trial. It's not a punishment, it's a test. And check out the reward for passing it, the crown of life. I mean, that tells you right there that the struggle is never, ever pointless. It has a real purpose, and it leads to something incredible. So what's the fuel for all this steadfastness? Well, it all comes down to faith. The best way to think about it is like this. Faith is the engine. It's the spiritual force that takes what you believe in your head and turns it into real action. It's what keeps you putting one foot in front of the other, even when you can't see the finish line. And all of this leads us to a crossroads, a really fundamental choice that we all face. It's a choice of priority. Are you going to choose to build your character, or are you going to choose to just stay comfortable? Let's break that down. On one hand, you've got your comfort zone. Yeah, it's a nice place, it's easy, but let's be real. It's often where we get stuck. It's a place of stagnation. But then you've got your character. And that's a place of growth. It's not comfortable. It's forged in those trials we've been talking about. It's where the real transformation happens. And if there's one thing to really let sink in, it's this. God is way more interested in your character than in your comfort zone. The whole point of the journey isn't to have a smooth, easy ride. It's to shape you, to build your character. Because honestly, who you become in the process is so much more important than how comfortable you were getting there. Okay, so we've been talking about these big, powerful ideas. But now, let's bring it all home. It's time to make this personal. In this next part, I really want you to think about how all of this fits into your life, right now. So let's start with the why. Really ask yourself, why do I have to persevere? What is it specifically that's standing in your way? What are those trials between you and that future you're dreaming of? Okay, now let's flip it. What are the good things that come from pushing through? What are the benefits? And I'm not just talking about hitting the goal. Think bigger. How will you change? How will you grow? What new part of you will you discover? All right, and now, the tough one. What happens if you don't? What are the consequences of just not persevering? If you choose that comfort zone and just stay right where you are, what gets left behind? What potential? What growth? What future are you walking away from? Thinking about all this is great, but it's not enough, right? It has to lead to action. So here are 3 simple steps to take. First, really take to heart the value of perseverance. Let it sink in. Second, keep reflecting on your specific dreams. And third, and this is so important, write it down. Get it out of your head and onto paper. Make it real. Okay, we've made it to our final section, the ultimate reward. Because let's be clear, perseverance isn't just about toughing it out for the sake of it. No way. There is a destination, there's a purpose, and there is a seriously incredible reward waiting for you. And this brings us full circle, right back to that promise from James. The ultimate reward is called the crown of life. Now, obviously, we're not talking about a physical crown you wear on your head. It's a symbol of complete fulfillment, of victory, of a life that was lived on purpose.
So you see, this changes everything. Perseverance isn't some miserable marathon where you just endure pain. It's actually the path, the only path, to a life driven by purpose. A life where every single challenge makes you better, and every step you take actually means something.
So that's what it all comes down to. When you really know that there's a plan for you, that every trial is actually building your character, and that an unbelievable reward is waiting for you, well, there's really only one question left, isn't there? Are you ready to step into your destiny?